Hi everyone, welcome. We're going live here. My name is Benjamin Mizrahi and I'm super excited to be here today with you. Today is Monday, December 27th and the time is 4:45 as promised Eastern time. We have friends from the US, from North America and also from other continents, one of which is from Australia, but we will make sure to send her the recording later tonight. Okay, wonderful. So this live session is aiming to help all those parents who have kids who resist their help. And when we say resist, they don't want any help, even though they're failing, even though there are a couple of teachers are calling and the grades are low and there is frustration. So we would like to, first of all, number one thing that I would like you to think about is to define or understand what resistance is. So for us, parents and educators, when we experience resistance, it's usually one of the two things, or actually both of them. So the first thing is really communicating an unmet need of autonomy or control, which means that when your child is resisting you or resisting help from you, it's basically because they want to claim some kind of control or autonomy. We have to remember that, and that's the second point, that tweens and teens are trying to define themselves as individuals, which means that they will want to do things without parental control or support. Many times support is being confused by them as control. So support and control. We want to be, first of all, aware of the definition of resistance. And now we can, after we understand what resistance is, we want to make sure that the help is actually needed here. Which means that many times we as parents have very high expectations of our children, what we think they should be achieving or accomplishing, and they are not in the same place as ours. So we want to make sure that there is, first of all, we understand what resistance is, and also make sure that help is actually needed. And you want to ask yourself, is it really a struggle that your child is going through, or is just not attaining what you're expecting? And even if you have higher expectations, that's okay too. It's just important. It's not about telling you, lower your expectation, but just be aware of the fact that you have higher expectations. That's helping a lot too. Now, resisting help from parents is a different thing than resisting help altogether. And we have to distinguish one from the other. So let's start with the easier. And that is resisting help from a parent or from the parents. And it usually means that something in the parent's approach is, as I said before, too controlling or judgmental. We get to do that a lot as parents, and many times educators too. We can go into a passive-aggressive language way of showing our discontent or dissatisfaction with their grades, with their accomplishment, with their performance, and we come across too controlling or judgmental. And they will avoid it. At one point, they will just avoid it by resisting our help. I don't want your help. I don't want your help, because tacitly they're saying, I don't want to get the reaction that you're giving me every time I'm not getting, the grade, A-, whatever, A+. So you want to check where you are in terms of deciding and controlling over your child's performance. And remember that your child communicates with you through resistance. So resistance is a tool to communicate some kind of an unmet need, autonomy and control. Now, what can you do about it? So depends on your rapport and the relationship with your child. You want to choose a time that is convenient for both of you. Not just you, or your child, but both of you. Obviously not at the end of the day, not during shower time with the other kids in the house if you have younger kids, or while they're doing homework. Wait for a more calm time than than you used to in terms of talking to your children, not doing homework, and invite your child to meet with you. Okay, so in this way we can diffuse that sense of control by getting their permission. You can even text them, and when you do that, you want to use more of the language, I language, than the you language. So when you talk to them, when you talk to your child, you want to say something like, lately I have noticed that you do not submit your work on time. When you say that, you really want to be open and honest and ready to share your challenge as a parent. And you can say, as a parent, it's hard for me to see that my child is not succeeding, so I try to help. And I know that I might come across maybe judgmental sometimes or critical. I am aware of that, and I'm not perfect, but you should know that it's my attempt, it's my motivation to help. And even though it doesn't come across as non-judgmental or not critical as you want or as you expect. Now, I need you, and you can say, I need your help here in terms of how to help, in terms of knowing how to help you. So in this way, first of all, you get their permission to meet, okay, and talk. And once you get them to the meeting or to the really get together, and make sure it's not while you're doing your dishes or while you're folding the laundry. Teens and twins are very sensitive to this, to what their parents are doing when they meet with them, when they talk to them. They feel in like some kind of deprioritized. They feel that they are being told to do something, and they don't really feel that there is a candid conversation. So when you do it, you want to make sure you're not doing anything. Obviously, the phone should be in a different room, so you're not being tempted to check WhatsApp or use or watch wonderful videos such as this one. But make sure the phone is in a different room, and you're not folding the laundry, or as I said, or doing the dishes. They're very sensitive to that. So you use more of the I language, less on the you. Okay, you doing this and that. No, more of the I. And then you share with them your challenge is that you want to help. You notice that you need help. You are resisting, and you're probably not doing it in the right way. Please invite them to give you an advice or a tip how to do it better. Now, when your child starts speaking, you want to really take interest by asking questions to know more. Do not think about what you want to say, but invite them. You really want to get them to your place by inviting them, by asking questions, not by telling them what you think. All right? Once you tell them what you think, boom, the line of communication is being interrupted or even cut, and it's very hard to harness them, to get them back into communicating and opening with you, opening their heart with you. So remember, they come from a place of like my parent is trying to control me. I am resisting because there is an unmet need. Now, when they finish talking to you and explaining what's wrong or what's going not as you expect, you want to start mirroring. And by mirroring, I mean you want to use again I language. So I hear from you that you feel that I'm too controlling, that I do not, that you don't want to come to you don't want to be disrespectful, but you feel that every time I'm trying to help, I'm actually making you more stressed, and that's like a vicious cycle. And then when you finish mirroring, you want to ask yourself, am I understanding you correctly? So again, the focus is on you. You're not telling them what to do. You let them speak. And there are two different things when we communicate with people, not just with teenagers. When we communicate, we want to make sure that the other person is knowing that we are listening. So again, teens are very sensitive to that. They're very sensitive, especially when they talk to their parents or to their teachers. Parents even the more so. So you want to be aware of that. Okay. Now the second type of resistance. So far we talked about resisting parents' help. Okay. It could be that your child is preferring to work with a relative or a sibling, an older sibling, or a tutor. Okay. So that's the first type of resistance, where there is really you who comes across too controlling. Okay. That's one. The second type of resistance is more difficult because it points at a larger issue. It's where your child doesn't want any help. And usually students who need help but resist it altogether, it may indicate some struggle in their life, in their social, emotional well-being. And it may not be related to their academics at all. You should know that. So when they don't want any help, it doesn't have to do with their academics. It really relates to their ability to process and understand what they're going through, and the pressure, the perceived pressure from the environment. So when that happens, when your child is really resisting help altogether, you want to start wearing your detective hat. And when I say detective hat, I mean start with people who interact with your child on a regular basis. So that's the teacher, a tutor, or some kind of a mentor, even the guidance counselor in your child's school, especially high schoolers, right? And you want to see if anything might indicate some sort of a struggle, like a red flag. And when you do that, you want to continue with checking how your child is using their after school time. So your child is resisting help altogether. You're wearing your detective hat. You go to the teacher. You speak to them. Just get information. Don't tell them anything about like how things should go. Just gather information. Again, from teacher, tutor, relative, guidance counselor, anything that they can contribute and help you with understanding what the situation is. Okay? Again, we're talking about social emotional issue. Now, after you have that information, you want to also notice what's going on in the after school hours. Is your child locked in her bedroom 3 hours a day with her phone? If this is something that is happening and she's resisting help altogether, that could be something that is happening with the social media, with some kind of a communication of her social circle. What's going on there? So you want to be detective. Do not try to solve the problem yet. Okay. Part of solving the problem is really finding out more and more and more, gathering more and more information that will help you form the strategy, create a strategy to achieve the solution. Okay, so gather information and notice what's happening after school. A lot of times, noticing what's happening after school can help us understand what happens, what's happening in during school hours. Okay, so when you do that, you also want to dedicate 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm saying that's the minimum time I always recommend parents to spend with each one of their children. So I make it a rule for me that I spend 10 to 15 minutes with each one of my children, and not like 2 hours on Sunday or 3 hours on Sunday, or another day during the week. Make it daily. Make it daily experience, daily quality time. It's about them. 10, 15 minutes. I promise you, that will suffice. It will be really enough time for them, no matter what the age. 10, 15 minutes. Only them. Focus on them. And again, no cell phone, no folding the laundry, dishes, etc. No other children. Do not try to bundle it and say, okay, the two of you, let's go take ice cream. That's okay too. But when we talk about that 10, 15 minutes, pure for one child, okay? And the family, just them. And try to do something that they like. I know that many of us fathers, usually lots of my friends, they want their kids to know chess or some kind of sport, so they always like push toward that very subtly, but it doesn't work. When the kids feel that, they interpret it as a taking control, and they just reject it altogether. So don't do that. Just go with the flow, 10, 15 minutes, and tell them in advance, okay? And also, it doesn't have to be an expensive activity. We can do Sudoku or chess if they like it, right? So basketball, right? So start working on yourself by saying, I want to spend time with my child, instead of saying, I need to spend time, okay? You understand the difference? I want to spend time instead of I need to spend time. More of I want to spend time, less of none, I need to spend time. Why am I saying that? Why am I repeating that? The way we tell ourselves things about certain experiences is how we will experience it. If I go to an activity, spending time with my child, and it's out of saying that, thinking about it as I need to, I will approach it in the same way as like check mark. Oh yeah, I did it today. Okay, good. I want to, because that's also the energy that I will produce, that I will emit, that the energy that my child will receive and during the interaction. So I want to spend time with you, and I was wondering, what activity would you like to do while we get together? Okay, so again, detective hat. Okay, we're talking about the child that rejects help altogether. So detective hat, teacher, tutor, guidance counselor, mentor, relative. Okay, just gather information. Do not try to be the problem solver. Okay, not yet. We're just beginning of the process. And then spend more time, more quality time. No dishes, no laundry, nothing else. Just then, after you do that, you see what's going on. With the conversation. You try to talk to them. Do not try to get to the point right away. Let them talk. Let them share with you what's going on with their life. Try to get some more information, and please be patient. Be patient. It will happen. If you will be genuine about this experience of like, I want to spend time, your child eventually will open up and share with you, even if it's just a little bit. They will share with you, or they will start building trust in you. You know that you're not criticizing them, you're not judging them, and you're creating a safe zone for them. Your kids can have many friends, many different friends, but they will always have one father, one mother, no more. So they need you, and they need you to want them. They need you to want you, that you will want to be with them, not need to be with them. Okay, so today we spoke about two different kind of resistance. One, resisting the parent support, and resisting altogether support, like both parents and outside help. We spoke about the different reasons that the first resistance and the second resistance, and also solutions. If you have more questions about how and what, and a bit more specific details about how things are going with your life, I'll be happy to answer in this group. Just PM me private message, and I will be happy to take the time to help. Thank you very much. Take care.